It's your girl, NueNew the Hair Diva, and I'm coming to you today with how I do my workflow makeup. If you want to see how I created this easy, simple look, then please stay tuned. Okay, y'all, as you can see, I have put on primer to my face, and I got like this lovely white cast everywhere, but it's okay. The primer that I like to use all the time is this Becca Poreless mattifying primer. I am trying to finish this up, so I wanted to make sure that I used it. I pretty much put it in the middle of my forehead, as well as you can see, on the side of my cheeks. I like to have it in my laugh lines as well, because when I smile, sometimes the foundation will sit there. However, this is workflow makeup, so let's go on ahead and get started. I have done my brows already, because that is something that takes me a long time to do. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and we're going to go over what else I do to my face for my workflow makeup. Keep in mind, I'm not paying attention to the time. I am just doing videos that my subscribers have requested. Okay, so the next thing that I like to do is continue to work on my eyes before I start to work on the rest of my face. So after putting concealer to clean up the brows, I use my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, and this is an anti-aging. So I just put a little bit on my eyelid, and with a finger or a brush, but I'm going to be using this brush here, I just like to blend it all the way on the lid. And you don't need a lot. This Urban Decay anti-aging one, it allows my lids to be moisturized, but it still keeps them matte and keeps the shadow on. So I'm just going to do that to the other eye. And this is my favorite. So between this one and the Smashbox 24 Hour, those will probably be the only two eyeshadow primers you will continue to see. I feel as though they work the best, so I don't have to keep purchasing other primers. After doing that, I decide to put on what I will consider my foundation. Now, I'm only going to be using concealers. The first concealer is this concealer from Sephora. It is a brightening serum, and in the description bar below I will put this color. I do know it is color number 15, I believe. So what I like to do is just swipe it under the eye like that, as well as on the other side. As you can see, one side is bigger than the other. A little bit here on the nose, as well as the chin. Let me just adjust this for you. Okay. So that is the Sephora concealer. The next concealer I like to use is Drugstore, and this is NYX. This is the HD Concealer. And without my glasses, it's hard for me to see, but it is CW07, which is tan. And I take this and I go underneath one time on both sides. And I also go above, like right about there. This is what I have been doing for my foundation routine. It has been working, and I really hope that it works during the summertime as well. So those are the only two items that I have on my face. Now I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm just going to blend it out. And this is going to be pretty much my foundation and what I'm going to use to just cover my whole face. So I start to blend and I go over my lid as well. And I just blend out. And as you can see, I'm not really trying to go all the way through to the edges. I just want to cover anything that seems like it is a little bit of discoloration compared to what the rest of my skin looks like. And I like blending those two colors because they work really well. It kind of gives me my perfect shade without trying to spend a lot of money on other foundations. So I do go a little bit to the hairline, and as you can see, that white cast is now gone. And over to the left, I have a mirror, so that's what I am using if you see me looking down. So this is what the foundation looks like. It is actually concealer. Gonna blend that a little more. And yeah, I really like how this works. It gives me a very light coverage and it just works well for me. So now over that, I use my beauty blender, but I use the other side, and I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent powder. However, I do have some Ben Nye powders that I mix with this. I just recently found out that they have made a Laura Mercier powder for us brown girls, but until I finish using up my Ben Nye powders, I'll just buy the clear. So I'm going to take that, and I don't go over everything. I just go under the eye, on my lid, forehead, and pretty much like the chin. So this is what I do. And as you can see, it sets my primer for my eyes. And I don't do baking. I just press it in, and so far so good. So I'm going to do that to the other eye as well. And I really love this combination, and I'm glad that Laura Mercier made a powder for us, because her powder definitely works. Just going to take a little bit for the middle of my forehead and use that on the chin as well. So that is pretty much all I do for my face at the moment. Okay, now I start to work on my eyes. The palettes that I'm using, I'm also trying to use them up for 2017. It is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. We all know about that because many of us have it. This one here is the Divergent palette. It was a limited edition. So I am going to actually use this for my main color and then go into the Too Faced to apply some colors that are quite hard to use by themselves. So the brush that I'm going to be using comes from my Sephora collection. This is the number 10 Pro Crease brush. And what I'm going to do is take this powder here, and this powder is called Compassionate Copper. And even though my lid has already been set, I'm going to take that, tap off, and brush all over as my transitional color, because this gives me a little bit more brown. And then I'm going to do that to the other eye. And my mirror is to the left of me. That's why if you see me looking over that way. All right, so I use this color here first. Now I'm going to go to the Too Faced palette, the chocolate bar palette, and the color that I want on my eyes is going to be Cherry Cardinal, which is this darker red here. Well, it's not red, it's like a plum. I'm going to use that same crease brush, tap off, and I'm going to go over the entire mobile lid. And the reason why I'm using the crease brush is because I just like how fluffy it is. I like how it lets me apply the color and blend it at the same time. And I could build it up however I need. So I'm going to apply a little more because I definitely want that burgundy plum color to show. And that's what it should look like so far. Now I'm going to do the other eye. And makeup, you know, to me, there are some right and wrong ways just to kind of help you get the look that you want. But you could pretty much apply makeup whatever and however you choose. Makeup is personal and it is what's best for you. So that's what the eyes should look like so far. Now I am going to take a different brush, and the brush that I'm going to take is still like a blending brush, but this one is synthetic. It is also from Sephora. This is the number 38 Featherweight Crease. Now I like using this one because it picks up the next color that I want to use very well, and it also allows me to apply it very well. So that color is going to be this color here, which is Cherry Cardinal, is it? No. Candid Violet. This is the color that is a little hard for everyone to use. So I like to use a synthetic brush and get a lot on there. You may or may not be able to see it. And then I pack it in by just pressing. And as you can see, the color is now applying itself. And it goes really well over the Cherry Cardinal so that it can be seen. This color is very hard. It crumbles in the pan. It gets a little bit of hard pan. And like I said, it's just hard to wear it on its own because it's very sheer. So that's what the color looks like. And I'm going to do the other eye. And like I said, I'm packing it on. I'm not brushing it. I'm just packing it. I'm putting a lot on the brush and just tapping it on my eyelid to try to get as much of it on there as I can. It does have a little bit of silver shimmer. And because of that, I don't want it to fall all on the rest of my face. So let me just make sure I got what I'm looking for on there. And that's where we are so far. Okay, now just to blend that a little bit, and then we'll move on to the rest of the face because I don't do a lot. I just want to have my face have a little bit of color for work. I will go in with the Semi-Sweet, this color right here. I love that color. I'll go into that, tap it off, and then I'll just hit the edges and kind of blend it. Just so that, you know, it gives me a little depth. I can't talk today, so it gives me a little depth. Alrighty. And that's pretty much all that I do to the eyes. I don't really want anything on my lower lash line because it's just work makeup. So for the brow bone highlight, I still do that. I am going to be taking, where are you? Another Sephora brush. I've switched out my brushes to Sephora. So if you want to see a brush collection video, because I have so many, I definitely will do that for you. Leave that in the comment section below. This is number 15, the small shadow brush. I'm going to go back to the Divergent palette, and I'm going to take this color right here, which is called Candor Lace. I'm going to get some of that on the brush and just go right up underneath my brow, just to give it a bit of highlight. Not too much, but enough so that you can tell that there are multiple colors. And what I like about this color is it blends in very well with the rest of the look. So that is the look. Now let's put on some lashes. The mascaras that I'm trying to use up are these two. We got the Jordana Best Lash Extreme and the MAC Studio Sculpt. What I like about the Studio Sculpt is the brush. This is what the brush looks like. However, I'm not a fan of the mascara. I mean, I do like how it goes on. I'm not one to actually sit up there and curl my lashes all the time. I prefer for the mascara to do that. This brush I will keep because I like how it separates my lashes. There's a different MAC mascara that I want to try. I think it's the Giga Black for the lower lash line. I definitely want to get that one and see how that works. But so far, this is what we're going to be using. So I use that just to separate, and as you can see, I can see my lashes, but I want them to be a little thicker. So I use my Jordana Best Lash Extreme, and I just go over that. Also, because I'm trying to use it up, it's better for me to use both. And this one fills out my lashes the way I love them to be filled out. Jordana Best Lash Extreme is drugstore. And I have had some comments on that I use a lot of higher end products, but I love high end and drugstore. The thing is, what works for me is what I choose to use. And what I feel comfortable talking about. I'm not a beauty guru, so I don't sit up here and buy a whole lot of different products the way I used to. So for an honest review, I need to continue to use the items that I know work best for me. So that is what we are talking about. So here we are with the lashes and the eyeshadow and brows and the foundation, which is concealer, as well as the powder. Okay, so I know I'm talking kind of slow. Let's get into what I do to the rest of my face. I am also trying to use up this hard candy blush. This is in 128 Bombshell. Because I want it to still be lightweight, I just go in and I get a good amount on my brush. And I mean, I highlight these cheeks. I put this blush up there because it gives me a shine. It has this pink color that works for my skin. It goes with the shadow and doesn't take away from it. But I have to be honest, I'm not really a pink girl. There are some blushes that, yes, I do love them, but pink is just not one of my colors. So I don't know how much longer this is going to be in my collection. So we have the blush on. And now I start to work on my lips. I don't do anything spectacular. So I'm going in with 2 lipsticks. This one is the Mariah Carey limited edition lipstick. This one is in McIzzle. These names, y'all, they a mess. McIzzle. And I got this one because I wanted one that was light on my lips that I thought would work well with like darker liners. So I'm just going to apply this to the middle. I'm not even going out to the edges. And as you can see, it looks very light. Very light. But what I put on with it is, as you can see, this is high end. Now I have a drugstore. I like to mix my products that way. This is Nika K. Is it Nika K? Yes, Nika K. It is a matte lippy. And these are like $1.99. This color is in spicy brown. Can you see that? Spicy brown. And I take this and I just go around the edges. Nothing spectacular. And I blend by just wiping my lips side to side. I hit the areas that look like it need a little bit more. And that pretty much is it. So I can sit up there and spray some Fix Plus. Let's see, I gotta slide back and reach over to get it. I get my Fix Plus and I spray that on. And then yeah, this is what my workflow makeup looks like. So there you have my concealer, foundation, you have my brows. The products that I use for my brows will be in the description bar below, as well as everything else that we have used today. Here is the eyeshadow, my lashes, nothing on the lower lash line. You have the pink blush, which as you can see definitely gives me a little bit of highlight, and my lips. Ta-da! All right, let's back up for you. All right, everyone. Thank you for sticking with me to the end of how I do my workflow makeup. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know what to do. Leave that in the comment section below. I will also let you know that I am going to be using this makeup look to do more videos. I have been working very hard 7:30 a.m. until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it only allows me the weekends to record my videos. So just in case if you see me with a different shirt on but the same makeup look, just know that is why. To all be blessed, wear your makeup, save your money, and NueNew will see you in a few days with the next video. Bye.